Hello, welcome to the Back Porch Talk. It's been a while. I haven't done one of these, and I just haven't had the inertia, I guess you need momentum to have inertia. So my Newtonian physics are consistent, and I'm still me behind these Foster Grants. But as the case may be, with baseball season around the corner, and with the sweetness of Valentine's Day behind us, and with Lent approaching, and with my new haircut, there's just too much to do to get all wound up about the stupidity. I'm glad we have an unimpeached president, or at least an unremoved one. I don't like the upheaval that comes with the removal or impeachment of a president. I remember not being for Mr. Clinton's at the time. Just figured just unelect him. But then again, of course, in that one, he was in his second stint anyway, so it didn't really matter removing him or not. It's a weird time, isn't it, to be a person with a political stance, and me being a white heterosexual male. A lot of people think I don't have a right to have a voice, but I just watch the left, especially Hollywood, which I didn't watch the Oscars, but of course I did watch some of the snippets. You know you're in trouble when Brad Pitt is a bigger dumbass than Joaquin Phoenix, because here's the thing: Joaquin Phoenix isn't stupid. And at least he's heartfelt. I don't agree with everything he said about, meat eating or non-meat eating. And I don't agree with it, but I believe he believes it. And I respect a man who has that kind of firmness of policy. But when Brad Pitt can't write his own jokes and then wants you to think he's off the cuff funny when he makes an impeachment joke, when the son of a bitch hasn't written any line that he's ever said. I mean, the guy is not a writer. He's a pretty boy. And he's a pretty good actor for a pretty boy. But he's just, he's a simpleton, He's a simpleton. But, there's just so much going on. I'm like, I'm just going to just keep teaching and keep being a daddy and being a husband. And we get the baby on the way. There's so much going on that's so much more important than all this other, as my father used to say, horse shit and gun smoke. There's a lot of horse shit and gun smoke going on. Matter of fact, there's smoke right here because I just got a nice fire going. So it's date night for the bride and I, and for the bride and me. Objective pronoun. And we are going to go grab something to eat and then be back. And the kiddos will be fine with the sitter. But whatever you are up to on this fine Saturday evening, on this 3-day weekend, I guess the thing that entertains my heart the most is here we are on President's Day weekend with a Monday off, and I'm grateful for that. And I think to myself, it's President's Day. We used to celebrate the two, Washington's birthday and Lincoln. And then they combined it, and I understand that. And it's, President's Day, and you'd think, hey, if you're a Democrat, you'll remember Franklin Delano Roosevelt, you'll remember John F. Kennedy, you'll remember Bill Clinton, you'll remember Barack Obama. I'm a Reagan Republican from the old school, but I'd like to think of myself as more of a Teddy Roosevelt guy, certainly Lincoln. But, when I go back through the presidents, it's funny, Hoover took a lot of abuse for, there were Hoovervilles that they started naming all of the little tent cities. When you looked at what Hoover actually was doing as a Republican, his two predecessors, Harding and Coolidge, they fed the beast. They made it worse. Hoover was actually trying to fix some stuff. I was reading some Hoover recently, thinking like, am I a Hoover Republican, or am I a TR Republican, or am I really a Reagan Republican? What kind am I? And then I realized none of those Republicans have anything to do with the current Republicans, because there's like no real Republicans like the ones I grew up with. And as for Democrats, shit, I grew up with Daniel Patrick Moynihan and Tip O'Neill, drunken Irishmen, but relatively gentlemanly compared to some of these clown bastards who are calling themselves Democrats, man. I think politics has become WWF. And I don't mean the World Wildlife Federation. I just mean it's become wrestling. And, maybe that's what it needed. I don't know. I know baseball's about to be, with all this threats of violence against the Astros now that they've been proved to have been cheaters. And now they're trying to deny it or clarify it. And, maybe we'll see some bloodshed. Maybe baseball, I don't plan on watching any baseball this year. The hell with them all. I'm sick and tired of it all. And the Dodgers, upper echelon, all of them. But you know what? Maybe baseball needs some beanball wars to make it more like hockey and the NFL, which got a lot more fans anyway. So anyway, if I don't do another one of these for a little while, I'm thinking of taking Lent off and sort of recharging. And I'd like a real format. I was thinking about getting a backdrop I don't want to do it unless I have a guest, so maybe I only do one a month, whatever the case. I was thinking about doing a man on the street thing, maybe just walking along until somebody agrees to take 5 minutes and talk to me on this thing. So we'll see. I don't care. But I do have bigger fish to fry with the baby on the way. So anyway, you understand. And I know it's not like you guys are all broken up about this, There's so many other things to do on the internet. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Actually, I might. And mahalo. Peace out.